You can all agree with me that education in Sierra Leone for the past 3 decades or so has gone down the drains. We have been removed from being referred to as the Athens of West Africa to something completely different. This is as a result of the fact that previous ministries that were handling educational matters in Sierra Leone relied on guesswork. They were guessing, whilst they were making decisions, making policy planning and advocacy and all of that. With the new direction government, the President, His Excellency, retired Brigadier General Julius Madabio, introduction of the free quality school education, we are now moving away from that guesswork to real-time, in-depth data analysis that will help government with policy planning with regards to education, with regards to monitoring educational activities, and even advocacy.
We cannot by no means, as a ministry, succeed in that of the planning, policy and advocacy for the 2.5 million kids that we have in schools if we don't have the appropriate and accurate data to plan along with. We believe as a drive and a campaign further to ensure the campaign that we have in the free quality school education, which is education for all and inclusive education. This meeting and the mixed report is going to help us far and wide to achieve these goals. In other words, to ensure that the disabled sex, which in most cases have been left behind, are highly placed as a priority in our discussions, and further making the realization of the 2.5 million kids having the requisite learning they require to go through the quality education that has been proposed by His Excellency the President.
One of the main results from the country report is try to understand how much children are learning. So we have a lot of data on children attending school, and nowadays most children in Sierra Leone are attending primary school. What we don't know is how much those children are learning. So the chart behind shows that most children in the country are not learning the basic reading and numeracy skills that are expected for people from their age. But what we can also see from the chart is that parental involvement does really help children learn more. So the more parents engage in school, the more they participate in the school council, the more they engage with the teachers, the better their children are gonna be in school, so the more they will learn basic numeracy and reading skills.
All what they identify, the Unicef, the professional that came, all the problems they are highlighting, these are real. The problems are very real. And how can we go? Because there are no policies put in place. I think that's why these problems are just coming up. If there are policies, at least these policies should have really bridged the problems we are having in the schools.
So they do all of this research to enhance policy review in the sector. And we have heard His Excellency in Parliament. He said that we must align the education sector plan review with the agenda, the government and national development plan. So it is more timely to deal with this sector review in all of these thematic areas that will enhance quality in the education sector.
Of course, the 3 days workshop that we are having is of great importance, particular to us, Freetown City Council. Education is one of the clusters of the mayor, that is our Transform Freetown initiative.
We should leave the workshop with an understanding on some of the key factors that affect policy planning in education, monitoring of education, and even advocacy in education. So at the end of this workshop, we should be able to capture all of this and put all of this into a final country report that will be submitted to government, and which government will use to, to make further decisions in education, make policy planning in education, and even monitoring and advocacy.